Welcome to another edition of the Insider Mailbag. I'm Jared Johnson, and we have a lot of really good questions to get to. There's a lot going on, so I'm going to dive right into your questions. First one comes from BSC S91. He says, what is the status of the home and home series with UT that Kirby announced a few months ago? He said it was 25 years or something like that. Yeah. Here's my understanding, my current understanding in terms of like talking with people both at Tech and Texas. Yes, they will continue some type of series where Tech and UT play each other, at least in football, maybe in some other sports too. Now, 25 years, I don't know. I mean, that sounds like a long time, to promise anything. And what I'm hearing from Texas' side is that's not really the case. Maybe they do play for 25 straight years, but in terms of them like saying, okay, this is what we will do this, we agree to play you for 25 years, I don't think that's the case. I think, but they will play for a while, and I think that'll be good for Tech and Lubbock in terms of financially. So, but we'll have to see how it plays out. I don't know how much we could trust, them. Our Raider TTU says 6 games in to the basketball schedule. He says, and we've had crunchable leads in them all, so we haven't really had to demonstrate the clutch play. Who gets the last shot when we're down with 10 seconds on the clock? Well, I think we saw that play out. Obviously, this question was asked before the game against Providence, and the ball went to Terrence Shannon. I don't have a problem with that, except for the fact that, his shot selection was poor. Now, he took a deep three, buried it. It was huge, late. Then he took another one, totally unnecessary. The game was right there. I believe it was just a 2-point game late. And obviously, he didn't make it, and Tech lost. I just feel like they could have gotten a better shot. I like Shannon. I'm not saying he's a selfish player per se, because he's not. But that seemed very hero ballish, selfish, and I was really surprised, to be honest. And they need to make sure they get a better shot. They can get Shannon a shot, or at least put the ball in his hands where he can get somebody else a better shot than what he took there at the end of the game. That was just really disappointing the way that ended. Raider 18 says, are the coaches in the mix the same ones rumored that had everyone excited before the McGuire hire? Yeah, I expect, for example, either Sunday or Monday for Zach Kitley to be announced as the offensive coordinator. I think Emmett Jones is still in the mix for wide receiver, and I mentioned his name specifically before. And Kitley was on the short list for offensive coordinator. Cumbie was another one of those guys. Obviously, now Cumbie's gone. Those are some of the guys. Kenny, like I said, they were going to get, or there was a chance for them to get 4 home run, amazing recruiters, big time. And obviously McGuire being one of them. McGuire's one of them. Kenny Perry is a rock star amongst Texas high school coaches and that whole association and everything. When I was with the 4-Star Telegram, what he had built at Arlington Bowie was just something very impressive. And then he went to TCU and he funneled a lot of talent from the Metroplex to the Horned Frogs. Everybody's see, this is what happened. You get TCU into the Big 12. But they also had made some really smart coaching hires with guys like Kenny Perry that were just so plugged in, just rock stars on the Texas high school coaches scene. And now he's at Tech. And he's already out there recruiting for you, doing a good job. So that's 2, McGuire and Kenny Perry. If you get Emmett Jones, we all know he can recruit. The man can recruit. And I think he'll be even better. I think he'll do his best work under Joey McGuire. So that's 3 rock stars. And then, Dave Martin is a rock star. He is, I forgot his official title off the top of my head, but he's, a supporting assistant coach. He's a recruiter. And he's a guy that I've already talked with some recruits in Oklahoma that everybody knows who Dave Martin is, and he's a big deal. And he also has ties some NFL, AFL ties. The guy just knows a lot of people. It's all about relationships, and that's huge. That's 4 rock star type recruiters, And then if they get somebody I haven't even mentioned, I did mention before, a Bob Wager, who I have no idea if that's actually going to happen. He may just be happy there at Arlington Martin High School, but if they could get him, the recruiting will be off the map. And I think it's going to be off the charts anyways. I think what they already put in place, the connections that McGuire has, the connections that Kenny Perry has, if Emmett Jones comes on, just look out. It's going to be really hard to fail with the amount of talent they're going to be bringing in. It's just going to take a couple years to build up that foundation. So in terms of the staff, yeah, I think it's going to be very similar to what we said at the beginning. It's just, it wasn't announced immediately like a lot of people want. That's just the way it takes time. Some coaches are still coaching and don't want it announced yet. And there's just other processes to it that it takes a little time. But no, as Coach McGuire said on Thursday during a press conference when Cody Campbell made that big $25 million donation, which, wow, that was awesome. When the dust settles, when we look up in January and the early sign period's over and the staff's all in place, he said Texas Tech's going to come out looking really, really good. So that sounds like good news to me. All right, next question comes from Tech MS ACPA, who says, what is your prediction for the men's basketball record in December? Oh, they're not off to a good start, but let me pull up the whole schedule here. All right, so they're 0-1 in December with the loss to Providence on Wednesday. Oh, they got Tennessee coming up, and Tennessee's good. I mean, they're a better team than Providence. It's different. I'm not expecting them to pose some of the problems that Providence did for Texas Tech, like on the boards and stuff like that, even though, Tennessee will out-rebound you if Tech doesn't man up. But, it's a different beast. It's a different challenge, but that's at Madison Square Garden. I tell you what, I'm going to take Tech in this game. And they're not going to be favored, but Tech's done well in those games at Madison Square Garden. And I realize this new head coach, but still. And I think they're going to be coached up really hard after that tough loss to Providence. So I expect a good showing. So I'm going to say they win that game. So they'll go to 1-1. Arkansas State at home on December 14th. I fully expect Tech to win that game. And then the following Saturday, they play Gonzaga, all right? And that's in Phoenix. That's number 3 Gonzaga. I'm going to say that's a loss. So at that point, Tech is 2-2. Then you got on December 22nd, Eastern Washington at home. I think that's a win. Alabama State at home a week later, December 28th, right after Christmas. That should be a win. So what is that, 4-2? You all know I'm math challenged, but there's 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. Yeah, 4-2. So I'm going to say 4-2. 3-3 at the worst. But if they lose those 3 games, they already lost to Providence, but they lose to Tennessee and Gonzaga, and everybody's going to be dogging Tech because you beat the bad teams, but all the good teams you lost to. So they really need a split between Tennessee and Gonzaga for the resume before they get into Big 12 play, and I say it comes against Tennessee, even though they're a really good team, and that team could beat anybody in the country. So tough schedule, those two coming up, but I'm excited to see how it plays out because I think Tech is a very talented team. If they put it together, they can beat anybody in the country as well on any given night. So I hope at Madison Square Garden against Tennessee, they take that win because it'll be huge for the resume this season. The next question comes from Tech Freak, who wants to know if Coach McGuire will actually coach in the bowl game. Yeah, I asked him just how much he's going to be coaching during the whole bowl season in terms of him running practices and all that. I asked him just that here recently, earlier this week, and he said, basically that no, he's not going to be the ones running, but he's going to be present. He's going to find out who wants to play, who has good practice habits, all those things, which are important. So to answer your question, no, I don't think he's going to coach in the bowl game. Sonny Cumbie's going to take over and do that. And they have other coaches who are also going to help. So it's not going to be the new staff that's coaching the bowl game. Though he's going to be more involved in terms of being there at practice. Will Rogers says, realistically, where do you think the recruiting class ends up ranking-wise? Yeah, top 40 is where I think the 2022 class is going to end up. And I posted that in those November hot takes. I think the 2023 class, which already has 4 commits, which it's unheard of for Texas Tech at this part of this point in the cycle. But I think the 2023 class is going to be top 30, possibly even top 25. But I think this one would be middle of the pack, Big 12, the 2022 class. And it'll be a top 40 class, which that's really good considering it was just 79th, like less than a month ago when Coach McGuire got here. So it's going to be a solid class. I really believe that. Nazi Raider says, based on what I've seen and what I've heard, is the budget for the staff and recruiting increased? Yeah, that's a fact. The budget now, whether they spend it or not. But recruiting, you see it. The support staff is bigger than it was. They definitely hit the road, and everybody involved, from Kirby Hocutt all the way down to little old me reporter. We all know this is it. This is and Cody Campbell talked about it, and I asked him more about it. During the whole presentation of his gift. And by the way, that's crazy. Jones Stadium at Cody Campbell Field. I mean, congratulations. I don't have a problem with it. Man donates that amount of money, he put his name on the field, but that's a big thing, But anyways, everybody knows this is a turning point. Like, Tech has to get this right. McGuire has to be the right fit. They have to start winning some ball games. And it's a critical juncture with realignment, everything happening, just how crazy college football is right now. And it's an opportunity with these gifts for these facilities to be improved and budgets to have been increased. It's a great opportunity for Texas Tech to get over the hump, to use their term, Kirby Hockett terms. They need to get over the hump. And here it is. It's time to do it. And so I think we'll see it in recruiting, maybe more. But then again, there's going to be some guys that they're going to announce that are going to be, they're going to make some coin, and good. Some of the guys are bringing in that I've heard, they're rising stars. So, yeah, the budget has increased. The investment in Tech football, period, has increased significantly. And it's both from the administration, which even Cody Campbell said, like, their willingness, their investment into the football program is one of the reasons why he decided, okay, I'm going to make this huge gift and really jump in and try and help. Dusty Womble, he did that $20 million investment for the football facility and all that. These are exciting times, and I fully expect, between everything I just said, the investment of significant money, both from the admin and from donors, and then what they're going to do in recruiting under McGuire, I fully expect Tech to improve. Like, they're a program to watch on the rise. I'm not just saying that. I really, truly believe that. So it's exciting. I'm going to be here to catalog it and talk with you all about it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So with that, I want to thank you all for a great round of questions. It was really good this week. Thank you for watching, and until next time.